Hey, it's Brock here with Rock Hill Farms, and I just took delivery of my new John Deere 325G skid steer and these 5 attachments. I've actually got at least one more attachment on the way and possibly a second one, but we'll get into all that as we go along. So first, I'll talk about the machine. And I spent a long time trying to decide on a machine, and I did not just buy a John Deere skid steer because I have a John Deere tractor. I looked at every brand. I went to trade shows. I traveled 9 hours to Louisville to test drive every brand, and I actually did that twice. I visited all the dealers. I spent a lot of time in forums. I visited with local contractors who own these machines. I tried to do the most research I could do, and what I found is, like with a tractor, I don't really think there's bad brands and good brands. I think they all make a good machine. It's what features are most important to you. As far as Deere, this machine is not quite as fancy as some other brands I looked at. It has every setting and adjustment that I need it to have, but what this machine shines at is the lift capacity and the pushing power are probably better than any other skid steer in this size range. And that's how I settled on Deere. The way I chose the 325G is I made the decision early on I wanted to be 75 horsepower or less, because a 75 horsepower machine usually weighs between 9 and 10,000 pounds, which means I can haul it with my 3/4 ton truck and stay under the CDL number of 26,000 pounds. It works on the gooseneck trailer I have. It does not require the DEF. And not that that's a deal breaker or anything, but if I have the choice, I'd rather not have DEF. So that's what got me to the 325G. As far as options on it, I got the majority of the upgrades that you can get on this. I got the severe duty door, so I don't end up with broken glass. That wouldn't be any fun. I got the high flow machine, and all the optional adjustments like your auto leveling bucket, your precision control steering on both joysticks, heat, AC radio, all of that. Nothing over the top, but I tried to get a well-equipped machine. So I think first thing I want to do is jump in it and start it up, drive it around a little bit, and then I'll talk about each individual attachment I got and what's still on the way. Okay, as far as controls in here, you've got your start button, parking brake, hydraulic off, your machine off. This is your propel rate, precision, utility, and production. And this is your accel and decel. That tells you whether the pedal makes you speed up or if the pedal makes you slow down. I like running where the throttle is on the pedal. Then this one is your pattern select. I'm never going to change that from ISO. This is boom and bucket drop rate. So precision, utility, and production. Then you have ride control right here. It stabilizes the ride. And this is bucket float settings, which your bucket float is also on this trigger. And this trigger has your turtle and rabbit mode, but you've also got your rabbit, regular, and a creeper mode right here. Again, you've got the pedal here. So here's your main throttle, but if you want to leave this on low, then you can throttle off the pedal. Right here, this is your hydraulic flow control, and these are all auxiliary buttons for hydraulics, except for this one is a horn. Of course, you've got your safety latches here to get out in an emergency. There's the radio, your gauges. This is the backup camera. I actually did not get the backup camera that I ordered. This is an aftermarket backup camera because with all the supply chain issues, Deere did not have their standard camera in stock. And of course, you've got the back glass has a safety release. I feel like visibility is pretty good in this machine. I can see my tracks at all times. I can see around it pretty well. Obviously, JCB is the king of visibility, but after that, I think Deere's as good as pretty much any of the other machines on visibility. Up here, you got your air conditioner, heat selector, fan, high flow, fan reverser, auxiliary switches. I don't think I have anything set on those. There's the lights, your quick attach, quick detach. So let's start it up. Just rolling. Another thing I really liked about the Deere machine is how easy it is to do your daily checks and your service. For instance, whenever you pop the back hatch, all of the fluid reservoirs are color-coded and easily accessible. Alright, just set this down. I hold quick detach, unlock, and right out here you'll see red tabs. When I say that the Deere had the highest lift capacity, all the machines are rated to have about the same lift capacity. But test after test on YouTube shows that two machines with the same lift capacity can't actually lift the same amount. And Deere seems to be the winner in that category. Now you've seen the grapple operate. Then I've got a set of pallet forks back here. I've got a regular bucket here with the tooth option on it. Then I have a brush cutter back here. I'll take you over and show you that. It's rated to cut trees up to 4-inch diameter, which is pretty good. It's not top of the line for a skid steer brush cutter, but 4 inch is a pretty good sized tree to be cutting down. All of these attachments are John Deere branded. And the rotary cutter RC78B is a 78-inch wide unit. Now I've got a job to go to, and I've only got so much time, but I am going to show you within the next week or so. I'll show you every single attachment actually putting in real work. But for right now, just to test it out and make sure everything works, I mowed one little path right here before I got my camera out. So the brush cutter cut that pretty clean. And then up here, I shredded some bushes with it. Nothing near capacity or anything like that. We'll do that another day. But I just wanted to make sure it worked while the dealership was out here delivering. Right here, we had two big bushes right here. And that's how big the main stalk of it was. Did a pretty good job. The last attachment that's actually here is a Harley rake or a power rake, whatever your preferred terminology is, but it just pulverizes rock and soil, redistributes it, kind of a grading tool. So this is the attachment that I'm really hoping I can put to work and earn a little bit of money with, because I've already used it on a patch right over here. And you can take ground that's really uneven, and just by driving it this way and then driving it the other way, you can grade all of that up and have it ready for putting down grass seed, or around new construction, or just like leveling yards. So I'll walk you around that, and then I'll show you the patch we've already done. This PR84B Harley rake is one of the attachments I was really excited about. But I kind of made a mistake, because this 84-inch wide unit is the only thing I got that's too wide for the rails on my trailer. So this was exactly the kind of area that I would want to work. There used to be a corral that went right across here, and I dug out all of the post for that corral, and it was just completely uneven like this, and I went back and forth across it, and it really graded it out pretty well. And when you're done, you come over here. So a lot of this I've tracked over since I did it, but when you're done, you get this pulverized, it's loose, about 2 inches deep. And obviously I could still make adjustments and change the technique to probably change how deep I go with it, but it just pulverizes it, and it levels it, and it gives you a good base for seeding. That covers everything that I bought with the skid steer. I've got one more attachment on the way that I ordered separately that really is probably the most practical and useful thing that most people don't have. But I'm not going to tell you today what that is. And then I've got a deal with a company that I'm in the works on that may allow me to demonstrate some other really cool products for tree removal. So we'll see how that goes, but I'm gonna have a lot of content coming working with this machine as I get more experience on it and put all of these different attachments to use. First thing I'm gonna be doing is cleaning up some mess down here and grading around the Quonset hut. But I appreciate you taking time to watch this video. I'll put links over here to a couple more of our videos, and I'll see you next time.